Hi guys, this is T. Venkateshwarlu, popularly known as TV Sir, and some people call me Sandeep Sir because I am the founder of Sandeep Educational Institutions, Chirala, Prakasam district. I am determined to generate a series of videos on English grammar, spoken English, and some other academic examinations to cater to the needs of the housewives, employees, students, unemployees, and some other business people. And so keep on watching our channel, that is Sandeep English World. Now be ready to watch another video on prepositions. The prepositions I am talking about now are the prepositions which are often misused or somewhat confused. See, there are 11 pairs of prepositions which are often misused by a number of speakers and writers. See, take an example. What is a preposition? A preposition is a word placed before a noun or pronoun to show its relation with some other word in a sentence. As I have said earlier, in the very word preposition, we get the meaning. Preposition. Pre means before and position means placing. Preposition means placing before. A preposition is a word that is placed before a noun or pronoun to show its relation with some other word in a sentence. For example, the picture is on the wall. In the sentence, the picture is on the wall, the word on shows the relation between the picture and the wall. Likewise, the relation might be of the relation might refer to some other time, place, or position, or something else. Say, coming to the prepositions which are often confused. These prepositions are very useful to the competitive aspirants as well as the academic aspirants. For example, in, at. These two prepositions are really misused by most of the people. In is a preposition of place. At is also a preposition of place. But in is used to refer to a bigger place, whereas at is used to refer to a smaller place. For example, my friend is living in Guntur at Brodipet. Similarly, in and at, both the prepositions are the prepositions of time also. In case of time too, in refers to the wider extent of time and at refers to the smaller extent of time. For example, our class starts in the morning at 10 o'clock. When I say our class starts in the morning at 10 o'clock, in the morning there are many hours. In that way, in refers to the wider extent of time. Whereas at 10 o'clock, exactly 10 o'clock, only at that particular hour. So that is smaller extent of time. And now coming to the other pair of prepositions. With, by. Many people misuse these two prepositions. People use by in place of with and with in place of by. See that with is a preposition that refers to instrument, whereas by is a preposition that refers to agent. Before people, generally we use by, and before instruments we use with. For example, he killed his wife with a knife. When I say he killed his wife with a knife, with refers to instrument. The woman was killed by her husband. In the expression, the woman was killed by her husband, by refers to some agent. And of course, there are some exceptions. And we can say that the old man was killed by lightning. The old man was killed by lightning. When we say by lightning, here it does not refer to agent. Some exceptions are there. And most of the people don't know that there are no fixed rules for prepositions. For all parts of English grammar, we have fixed rules, but prepositions have no fixed rules. there are some prepositions which are followed by some words, which are preceded by some words. We have to accept as it is. As per the usage of English, we have to accept, we have to follow, we have to use. That's all. Coming to the third pair of prepositions. In, into. In is a preposition of rest and into is a preposition of motion. One refers to rest and the other one refers to motion. In the sense that, for example, we are in the room. When I say we are in the room, we are at rest, we are not moving anywhere. But we can say, he has come into the classroom. He has come into the classroom. Come into, walk into, move into, run into, rush into, jump into, plunge into, translate into, convert into. In such a way, these verbs are followed by, generally, with the preposition into. So they are of motion. That the preposition into is said to be a preposition of motion. And next, yet, to. Yet is a preposition of rest and to is a preposition of motion. Where is he? He is at home. When I say he is at home, that he is at home only, he is not moving anywhere. So that refers to rest. Whereas to, he went to college. And next, on, upon. On and upon. On is a preposition of rest and upon is a preposition of motion. For example, the book is on the table. It is immovable. The book is on the table means on. It is at rest. The dog jumped upon me. When I say the dog jumped upon me, that the verb jumped, it indicates some motion. Next, in, after. These two words are also misused. In is a preposition that is used in the future tense. For example, the patient will die in a week. The patient will die in a week. And the patient died after a week. The patient died, it is past tense. Only in the past tense we have to use after, but only in the future tense we have to use in. And generally we won't bother about this slightest difference. Next, beside, besides. Beside means by the side of. Our house is located beside the temple. Means by the side of the temple. Besides. Besides means in addition to. In addition to. I have a son besides a daughter. I have a daughter besides a son. Means in addition to a son. That is the difference. Now, the difference between and among. Between. The preposition between is used to refer to two only. The two brothers quarreled between themselves. The two brothers quarreled between themselves. The three brothers quarreled among themselves. The three brothers quarreled among themselves. So, in simple you can remember this preposition between. It is used to refer to two only. Whereas among, it is used to refer to more than two. More than two. Next, since, for. These prepositions are misused even by the officers, or these two are misused by really people who are in the managerial cadre. Since shows point of time, whereas for shows period of time. Since is a preposition that shows a point of time, whereas for is a preposition that shows a period of time. Both the words are used in perfect tenses or perfect continuous tenses. For example, I have been teaching the students since 1986. The date says that I have been teaching the students since 1986. I've been teaching the students for 34 years. For 34 years. For refers to certain period. It is easy to remember the period 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. For 1 hour, for 2 hours, for 1 minute, for 2 minutes, for 1 day, for 2 days, for 1 week, for 2 weeks, for 1 month, for 2 months, for 1 year, for 2 years, 1, 2, 3 like that. If you say, that refers to period of time. Of course, some exception is there. For a long time, forever, that is the usage. Regarding since, it shows point of time. Since yesterday, since last month, since last week, since 1947, in such a way. Since last June, we can use so. Next, coming to since, from. These two prepositions are related to point of time only. But since is used only in the perfect tenses, whereas from can be used in any tense other than the perfect tenses. For example, I have worked here since Monday, or I can say, I have been working here since Monday. In case of the preposition from, it can be used in any tense other than perfect tenses. For example, I worked from Monday, simple present tense. I worked from Monday, simple past tense. I shall work from Monday, simple future. We can use in any tense other than the perfect tenses. Now, coming to the last pair of prepositions, till, to. Till, this preposition is related to time. I wait here for you till 10 o'clock. You can say till is a preposition that is related to time. But there are people who say that I walked till the railway station. That's wrong. I walked till the railway station, wrong. I walked to the railway station. We have to say I walked to the railway station. I waited for you till 7 a.m. till 7 p.m. In such a way we use. Often we misuse. Of course, to is a preposition of time also. We say from morning to evening, from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Some exceptions are there. We can't say that a particular word is used only in this context. There are a number of prepositions which are used in different contexts. One word, maybe one preposition is used in different contexts. Take an example of, the preposition of. I say that accused of, acquitted of, convicted of, confident of, deprived of, died of, jealous of, envious of, dependent of. In such a way we use a particular word is followed by a particular preposition. That should be kept in mind. We have to memorize all these things. When we develop the habit of reading different books and newspapers in English, when we develop the habit of watching the videos like this, or when we have the habit of listening to the English news, we can get and learn a number of prepositions. And I hope that you have enjoyed this video. If you like this video, subscribe to our channel for more updates. Click on the bell icon, and I take leave of you, welcoming your comments in the comment box. Happy watching.